What's going on, YouTube? It's NCN Place to be chill. I'm Mr. A&D, back to give you guys another midweek wrestling war. That's right, the war is over, but the reviews still come in when it comes to NXT 2.0 and AEW Dynamite. And joining me is not on screen, but you can hear the audio, and that is not Deion Sanders of Prime Time.
What's up? What's up?
Yes, so as you know, Prime Time, I don't keep you in the dark. I'm going to be on the video while you be on the audio.
Okay, cool.
Section of it. Okay, so yeah, so guys, a lot to talk about this week because I wanted to come back and start giving you guys more of the video stuff. The presentation said y'all just seeing that one blank screen of an NXT screenshot I put up, stuff like that. I was like, no, y'all need to come see me, see our reactions, because we had actually a good week of wrestling because NXT 2.0 decided to go give the showcase to all the women this week. So the women had the showcase, and it was developmentals, the breakout tournament, all stuff like that. And then Dynamite delivered one of their best shows they had this year, and we just went forward marching to Double or Nothing, which is one of their biggest shows. Like this is like their SummerSlam and all like their WrestleMania. Is that fair to say that, Prime?
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, then of course we had a dream match, which that Darby Allin called his dream match against Jeff Hardy tonight, which was insane, and of course some Owen Hart tournament qualifiers, stuff like that. So we had a lot of stuff going on. So let's go get into it. So honestly, real quick, we're going to kind of skim past NXT, not get a full detailed review because Prime didn't see NXT. I don't know if he wants to start the highlights, but it like I said, it wasn't. It was mostly an all-women show. It didn't offer too much of anything. So, but when it came to NXT this week, we had Toxic Attraction taking on Wendy Chu and Roxanne Perez. Roxanne Perez showing off how talented and good that she is. And Wendy Chu, I still can't get over her wrestling in this onesie, to be honest with you. I want this gimmick to kind of stop. Where does Roxanne Perez come from?
What you mean?
Like, is she from like the Indies, or is she like a homemade talent, or?
Oh, she's from Booker T's Reality of Wrestling.
Reality of Wrestling, got you.
And then she was Ring of Honor Women's Champion.
Are they farming more talent from Reality of Wrestling now these days?
Well, I don't know. Roxy, she was just like she's a good indie talent. So I don't know.
Okay.
She's a special case. So.
Okay.
And she's young. She's like 22 or 21 or something like that.
Gotcha. Roxanne goes for the Code Red, but JC lands a super kick and super kick on Wendy for the pinfall. So Toxic Attraction win the matchup, and then after the matchup, Mandy Rose cut in, and they all just stomp out Wendy Chu. Roderick Strong, Creed Brothers argue backstage about what happened and introduces a new member to Diamond Mine, and his name is Damon Kemp. Don't know who that guy is, but I'm just like, okay, sure. Joe Gacy comes out with his two hooded guys and says that he's all here about change, and then he wants Braun Breaker to join him. But we'll hear from Braun Breaker and his thing next week. So we got the breakout tournament, which I don't even like the new logo because it's all that rainbow stuff. But they got the breakout tournament round one, which is Felony Henley versus Salone Jacobs. This is all just developmental stuff. Felon Henley wins the matchup, so she advances going on. Then we have Amari Miller taking on Alba Fry, aka Kaylee Ray, in a matchup. Still don't like the name. Still don't like just a gimmick. But Alba Fry wins with a Swanton Bomb.
Wow, that's stupid.
What?
I should have had Amari Miller win.
Oh yeah, like Alba Fry put her over. Yeah.
Yeah. Why does Alba Fry need to be in the breakout tournament to begin with? She's been there for like 4 years.
Yeah, and she was a champion.
Yeah. So that makes no sense. And plus, Amari Miller's in it. Whatever. Anyways.
I agree with you on that one. We have a in-ring segment with Sol Sokoa and Cameron Grimes. Trick Williams, they were banned from the arena, but they came back in, tried to attack Cameron Grimes and do a fan master to him on a chair, but Sol Sokoa came out and helped out Cameron Grimes, but he is looking, he's holding up the belt, so it looks like Solo's going to probably be the next North American champion, him versus Cameron Grimes, which should be a dope match anyway. Mixed tag match, Grayson Waller and Tiffany Stratton taking on Andre Chase and Saray. Weird thing when Saray and Andre Chase and Boda Haywood came out. They was walking in. Saray had like her schoolgirl outfit on, and she comes out in the whole Saray attire, and then looked like Hayward had the pigtails in his head, like they all like transformed and stuff. And Andre Chase's sweater was blue. I was like, didn't get it, but just whatever. Saray wins with a roll up to Tiffany Stratton, and I was just like, okay, finally she gets a win, because I don't understand what happened to Saray, to be honest with you. Round 2 of the breakout tournament, we have Nikita Lyons taking on Ariana Grace, and it was okay matchup, but Nikita Lyons won with the split leg drop for the win. So she now advances, and she's going to be taking on Felony Henley. And next up next week, I believe it is, we have Lash Legend and Tatum Paxley taking on each other. Then we have Roxanne Perez taking on Kayla James. So it's going to Yam Yam, right? Or in the finals, it's going to probably be her versus Lash Legend. And they may actually, to keep storyline going, give it to Lash Legend, because she's been beating Lash Legend like shit crazy. Okay, well, I don't blame her for that one, for saying that. But moving on, we have Natalia taking on Cora Jade, was in the main event. And Cora Jade, she kind of reminds me of like when AJ Lee first got there back then, but not as good. Okay, and but her energy and her like wanting to be there, same thing, but she tries to put a sharpshooter on the tie, that doesn't work, and then all of a sudden the tie puts sharpshooter on her, drags from the ropes, and then she kind of passes out, and then that's how they end the matchup. And then afterwards, the tie gives her a handshake and a hug and like respects her and stuff, and that's the way NXT 2.0 ended. I mean, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't good. Anyway, to be honest, it gave the women the showcase here tonight, so I'm not mad at that kind of result, stuff like that. So, Prime, if you have any thoughts about how you feel about them adding women to the showcase, or still young, got ways to go, but I don't know if you heard her. I said she kind of reminds me of the very young AJ Lee. Yeah.
I wouldn't say all that, but she's all right.
Well, I mean, AJ Lee is obviously better than Cora Jade is. I'm just saying.
Well, I mean, obviously, what I'm saying, she don't even remind me of AJ.
Not looks wise. Let's talk about just the gimmick and this. I don't know. I'm saying young back when she had the whatever that wrestling attire was she was wearing. But yeah. All right. Well, that was NXT for this week, so it's time to move on to AEW Dynamite. It is Wednesday night. You do know what that means. Yes. But yeah,
we a lot of JR isms tonight.
Oh, JR was in tonight, though, especially when he was getting mad at the referee during the huh?
Not the Taz match. Not Taz. The
Ricky Starks
match.
Starks.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's the match he was getting mad at the referee.
He was getting mad at Taz.
Oh, I missed him. What was he getting mad about Taz for?
Because like Taz is basically him and Taz are just going back and forth basically, and Taz is like, that's the move. Whatever move Ricky Starks does, it's called like the rigger tone or something like that. Uh-huh. And Taz is like, he's gonna hit the rigger tone. And JR said, I swear, he said, is that an elephant? What? Taz said, what is his finishing move? He named his finishing move after an elephant. What are you talking about, Jr.?
Oh God!
And then when he finally hit it, he was like, "It's the elephant move." You didn't hear none of that? Oh
Oh
my god!
snap! No, because the Ricky Starks matchup after I was coming from work back home. That's the only match that was really I didn't see much of. I seen the end obviously when Swerve came out and Christian and all that stuff like that. But we'll get to there. So we are starting off with Owen Hart Foundation Men's Tournament Qualifier matchup, which I know was a good match to start off with between Adam Cole and Dax Hardwood. Now this is the Martha Hart is in the audience. I believe this is like the first matchup she was like the first wrestling event she's been to since what like '97 I believe.
Maybe.
97, 98. I don't remember. I don't know. I don't know too much of the history of it, but I know it's been a while since she's been to like a wrestling event. And seeing her there, I was like, "Oh snap!" Martha Hart and met them.
They always there. Oj.
Who's Owen Hart 2.0? He's that's exactly what he is.
Okay.
I'm saying, like the look wise.
They always there.
Yeah. So, good matchup here with Dax Hardwood and Adam Cole. Adam Cole slides Dax Hardwood into the post. He goes ribs first. So that's been the whole match. He been selling the ribs. He goes for Adam Cole tries to go for a Panama Sun. Well, first of all, no. As Dax Hardwood was down, we already know. He has the Bret Hart gear on. We know that they're a huge fan of the Hart family. But then Adam Cole's like, well, I know who Bret Hart is not a fan of. Shawn Michaels. And Cole goes into the corner and starts tuning up the band like Shawn Michaels style. And I'm telling you something, they did not like that at all. So, but he... doesn't hit it. He goes, tries to go for a Panama Sunrise, but then Dax rolls out of it and goes into a sharpshooter. Now, with his sharpshooter, he was putting pressure on there. He could have won the matchup, but it was hurting his ribs too much, and he had to let go of the hold. He rolls to the outside. Adam Cole knocks him off, and he just thuds right down on the floor. And then he tries to get up. He gets up at the count of 8, but falls back down. I was like, are he really going to do a count out victory here? But then he just leaps back up and gets back in there, which I didn't think, he was going to be able to make it or not.
Dax is a good wrestler, man.
Oh, he is.
They might win Tag Team of the Year, and it's only, May.
Oh, FTR's been on a hot streak this year. Yeah. So, as he goes climbs the ropes, Cole says, well, I'm going to be here. I put the sharpshooter in. And he puts the sharpshooter in. Dax tries to escape, but then he holds Ref's hands like, please don't do it. But then he has to tap out, and Adam Cole wins the matchup against Dax Hardwood. Very good opening matchup.
Yeah, very funny that he beat Bret Hart. Technically, Shawn Michaels beat Bret Hart with a sharpshooter. It's funny.
Exactly, because Adam Cole's a huge Shawn Michaels guy, and then they're a huge Bret Hart guy. So it was just great, and it was good wrestling overall. Especially because I got when he turned that Panama Sunrise turned to a pile driver. That was a good looking spike pile driver compared to the other one we got later on tonight. And I was talking about beating that Tony Storm Jamie Hayter match.
Oh, I wasn't even paying attention.
Oh yeah, well that was a sloppy one, but anyway. Hangman Page makes his entrance to go be on commentary, and then Cult of Personality comes out, starts, and then CM Punk comes out, and he's wearing the what's the guy's jersey that everybody hates in New York from hockey?
I don't know. I don't watch hockey.
Neither do I, but I know.
I just know he's not. I just know he's not with the team no more. That's all I know.
Exactly. Yeah. He came up with that jersey. The guy with the Maple Leafs now. And they are booming. We are in Bizarro World. This is like AEW's Bizarro World because they're in Long Island, and they are just. It's like how in WWE like Canada like their Bizarro World. Well, this is their Bizarro World here. John Silver comes out, so CM Punk versus John Silver, and even in there. CM Punk goes out. First of all, CM Punk cuts the music out during his entrance. Let everybody know, like, they're booing me, okay? We're not piping in nothing. They're booing me. And then he goes, even though AEW has been accused of piping in noises also, goes out to the ring to hear the boo, stuff like that. Him and John Silver, getting the headlock, and John Silver just being the little pit bull that he is, and when he gets going, he can. But Punk blocks a tornado DDT and hits a short arm clothesline to John Silver. Then they go to picture-in-picture. As they come back, we go...
I don't like that all the time.
The picture-in-picture?
No, I don't like that. They have to have everybody that's in the unconvincing matchup actually have to, have a showing.
Yeah.
Not to say that John Silver should, but I'm saying, like, every time y'all do a matchup like that, they got to go to a commercial break.
Yeah, I'll tell you when the commercial break really got on my nerves when we get there. So Silver hits the running forearm in the corner, hits tornado DDT, and covers Punk for 2. Punk hits a roundhouse kick, then a running knee, and then he decides, no, I'm not going for the GTS today. I'm going to go up to the outside, and then he hits a buckshot lariat. Wasn't a good one, but he hits a buckshot lariat on John Silver and wins the matchup. And Adam Page is pissed. And then so opposed to, so I like when he went down there and goes runs down there face to face to him, and they're like face to face with each other. And he's like, "Yo, you mad, bruh?" Because CM Punk has the mic. He says, first of all, it sounded like last week when I said what I said, you took that personally. What was his business? Because I go to sleep and when I wake up and I'm like, I ask myself, can you still do this? Well, I asked myself this morning, are you a champion? And the answer is yes. And he says, so it doesn't matter what's going to happen because last week you told me you wouldn't shake my hand. And he said, tonight is the blueprint of what's going to happen at Double or Nothing. And no matter if you're unconscious or not, you will shake my hand. He goes with his hand and Paige gives him the finger. And then he walks off. So now they gave me an AEW championship match I'm actually excited about. Because I thought that a lot of Hangman Page's championship matches haven't been that much exciting. I mean, no, they've been great matches, but like the heat behind it. Yeah, so I'm really liking this one.
As I said, Hangman is a better chaser than he is a champion, in my opinion.
Yeah, that too. Dan Housing is making his AEW in-ring debut. Now, I am not too familiar with Dan Housing on like the indie scene. I know about the character, so I don't know what kind of a character, if he's actually pretty good. Now, like when he came out, it was like, this is going to be like an Orange Cassidy type thing. Like, everybody thinks he's a joke, but he's really like a damn good wrestler or like a Eugene type thing. No. The premier athlete, Tony Nese, comes out, and Tony Nese flexes, and then Dan Housing tries to put a curse on him, but then Tony Nese knocks him down, hits a right knee in the corner, the end. 30 seconds. And I was just like, oh, okay, so that's the Dan Housing character. Got it. Okay. Mark Sterling was just like, well, you guys shot? It's not even funny because you know what? Nese, Dan Housing got an entrance and you didn't even get an entrance. And then he says, so he gives him another knee into the corner, and then he takes the knee pad off, try to go give him a third one, and then here comes Hook. Hook makes his way to the ring and scares off Tony Nese and Mark Sterling, and then he just looks at Dan Housing, and then Dan Housing puts out his hand out. Then he shakes his hand and then goes off. So it has been said that on the pre-show or the buy-in pre-show, it'll be Hook Housing, which people be calling it, versus Mark Sterling and Tony Nese. Your thoughts on all this? I thought it was going to be Hook just obliterates and beats the shit out of Dan Housing, and we go on. Now we got like this Rock and Sock Connection type tag team. So, what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, people like it, so it's whatever.
Is it? Cause I don't know. I want to see Hook being evil and destroying people, but I get
that's what he's gonna do.
That's what he's gonna do. But I want him, team up with Dan. I want him to beat Dan House's ass first.
He did.
When he beat him up, gripping him up and beating him up is two different things.
You said what?
Gripping him up and beating him up is two different things.
Okay, well then he didn't.
Yes. Okay. So, then we get Boo Wardlow appear on the screen. So we're getting the whole contract signing segment next. Wardlow's coming out in handcuffs with a suit on with all the security guards. There's these tables in the ring, and it's covered with a tablecloth. Wardlow sits at one end, and then I thought it went to commercial. I honestly thought it went to commercial, and then it said on the next season of Dark Side of the Ring, and I was like, "Oh snap! New season of Dark Side of the Ring is coming back." And then I hear Jericho doing a narration and everything, and I'm like, they're really going to talk about this chain match with CM Punk. And, oh, never mind. This is part of the show because it got me to the point all the way up almost until I seen like the match between MJF and CM Punk. They talk to talking heads like Taz, who's from Long Island, and who else?
That's when you recognized.
No, what's the other guy's name?
Ooh.
The one they was talking about. It was Taz.
Dan Hardwood.
There you go. Dan Hardwood, and it was somebody else.
Jake the Saint.
Jake Saint was on that tone. Yeah, those are the three.
I noticed as soon as he said, "I'm not doing it." Wait, what is he paying?
Okay, I recognize it, but I recognized it before then. Because when they showed MJF and the whole thing with Wardlow, I was just like, oh, this is a parody. I really thought it was a real Dark Side of the Ring thing, and then when Jericho was like, wait a minute, I'm not doing this stuff. MJF, you know, today with me and MJF, why do I do this for this ass clown? And he was like, wait, how much is he paying? Okay, go back to it. I'm glad they put that in there because I was just like, Jericho and MJF do not have a good history, and why would he do that for MJF? But he's paying. So I was just like, okay, it talks about him and how Wardlow screwed him over in the chain match between him and CM Punk at Dark Side of the Ring. And they acted up like it was a real Dark Side of the Ring episode. And I was like, this joint is hilarious. This joint was great. So when he comes back, the crowd's chanting MJF. He's already over in Long Island. He's from Long Island. And then he comes, makes his entrance, and he's wearing the same jersey, obviously like a hockey jersey, like CM Punk was wearing, but from a different guy. And then high five everybody at the ringside. And Shawn Spears comes out in a white suit with a white chair, and Mark Sterling is back. And then so the ring is filled with balloons and security guards and stuff like that. And then he said, this is a true underdog story. A young Jewish kid from the Holy Land. But I'm not talking about Israel. I'm talking about Long Island, New York. So he tells everybody, he says, I would not, give people a chance to talk. I would not blame you if you guys were to get up and boo Wardlow out this building as soon as he tried to say something, wink, wink. So, and they actually was booing the shit out of Wardlow. And then he was saying that, look, there's going to be a couple of tasks that Wardlow's going to have to get to if he wants to see him at Double or Nothing. Because, it's got to be like the same thing he had to go through with Cody Rhodes. Or he called him what? The American... I forgot what he called Cody Rhodes. But he said, oh, what? We can't talk about 2024? Which is teasing that his contract is up and him going to WWE. So he said the guy in the back just want me to talk about that, but he moved on from there. He says, but what happened is that next week he's going to take off his belt, and then he's going to whip Wardlow. He's not going to whip him one time, not two times, not three times, not four times, not five times, not six times, not seven times, not eight times, not nine times. But Shawn Spears, can you help me out here? And then Shawn Spears goes back to, I was like, oh, I've missed this. Winds it up and goes and just gives him the 10 salute right in Wardlow's face. And I was just like, Ty Dillinger. I was loving all of it. So he said, but then you had to wrestle Shawn Spears in the cage, and then he would be a special referee for that one. So if he gets past all that, then he will get MJF at Double or Nothing. But he says, now, this is all stuff if you win. But what about if you lose? And then he says, if you lose at Double or Nothing, you will never be able to allow to sign an AEW contract forever. So he said, "I signed the contract." Wardlow's trying to sign the contract, but Wardlow can't sign the contract because he's in cuffs. So he has to take the cuffs off him. Everybody's like, "That's not a good idea." But he's just like, "Look, it's okay. Let him, let him take the cuffs off." So he takes the cuffs off. He signs the contract. Yeah, he's going to hit the security guard. Then he's going to let him put him back on. But then he attacks and obliterates all the security. And then he takes out Shawn Spears and he goes after MJF. He has him, but then Mark Sterling jumps on his back. And then Wardlow takes him off and gives him a power bomb right through the table. So that was that whole package right there. Tell me, how did you enjoy it? Give me your feedback.
Yeah, no, I thought it was cool. They building up Wardlow to be a star. So
Say what?
they're building up Wardlow to be a star.
Building up, I think he's already over.
Yes, but they're gonna make him even bigger.
Even bigger. So I'm curious. I know Cody did the 10 lashes a couple years ago with the MJF thing. I think that was like the first year of Dynamite. Well, yeah. So we get to see Wardlow take the shots this time. I don't know how it's going to turn out, but and then first of all, you already know Shawn Spears in the cage. He's gonna win that one. I don't know what the shenanigans are gonna be because he was a guest referee. Wasn't it the same thing when he was a guest referee for Cody and Wardlow in the cage?
No, he wasn't the guest.
Huh?
He wasn't the guest.
Okay. And now, but my only thing is, because WWE does this also, why do they always add an extra stipulation to the fact that you already know what the outcome of the match is going to be? You know Wardlow is not going to lose and say, "I'm not going to sign a contract for AEW forever."
He should. They should put a better stipulation. Even though I know since MJF is the referee, he's like, "Oh, he can lose," but they should have somebody other than Shawn Spears.
Huh?
They should have somebody other than Shawn Spears.
I agree. I mean, like, Shawn Spears is like.
Like, I would have Shawn Spears be the referee and then have whoever be the guest.
I agree with that because right there, remember when you played Street Fighter and Sagat was right before Bison? It's like,
I have no idea what you're talking about.
You never played Street Fighter before?
Nope.
At all?
Nope.
I don't know if you're trolling me right now or you just, are you being serious?
I'm being serious.
You ever play Mortal Kombat?
Barely.
Oh, okay. Okay. Look, for fighting game terms, there's always a sub-boss right before you get to the final boss. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And what they're trying to say is that Shawn Spears is the sub-boss. I'm like over the Butcher, over Lance Archer, over all the people that he has beaten so far, and the sub-boss is fucking Shawn Spears.
Yeah, I would have brought in like somebody.
Oh yeah, and then of course Big Cass he beat, and all these people that these big people that he bought. You know what I'm saying? Will Morrissey, but Shawn Spears is your sub boss. Stop it. That is not convincing at all. I agree with you that it should have been somebody more powerful, more of a name, and the MJF not being the ref. I mean, obviously, if they do that because he'll screw him over, but he'll find a way to get through it. But I think with that, it's Shawn Spears, but I don't need the stipulation of if he loses, he can't sign with AEW. I hate that. So, Samoa Joe versus the Joker next week. But right now we have absolute Ricky Starks versus Jungle Boy. And like I said, this matchup is the one I was coming home from work on, so I didn't get to see much of it. I know it didn't really get out of first gear. Swerve Strickland runs down, but it's distracting Starks. Jungle Boy, he gets rolled up. The referee is like outside trying to get Swerve to leave, and I'm just like, and JR was going off on the referee talking about something. That's not even your damn job. You need to be in the ring, focus on the match, which in reality, that is true. I can't get mad at that. That is true. So, but Ricky Starks gets the roll up, and then he wins, and then Afterwards, Powerhouse Hobbs comes out. And,
After it, we didn't need all this to get there. That was stupid to me.
Because they had Christian come down and obviously just bump Swerve Strickland. And I obviously, it looks like we're going to get a 3-way match at Double or Nothing. And then that's where the turn is probably going to happen for Christian on Jungle Boy.
At this point, it's not going to happen. I don't know, man.
But they are teasing it hard.
I think it might be the other way around.
Jungle Boy turns on Christian?
Mm-hmm.
And him be a heel? Or I don't know. The Jungle Boy character don't fit heel. He has to change his character if he wants to do that.
He could. He could probably do
that. Christian has been teasing it week after week after week.
Exactly. That's why you don't do. That's why you don't do Christian.
It's like.
Also, it's like, how many times have we like? This man is always turning. Do we really need another obvious heel time like Christian?
Yeah, but we know Christian's the best choice when it comes to the heel stuff, because Christian is just, I'm sorry, when it comes to baby faces, Christian's heel run is better than the baby face run.
Yeah.
So it's going to happen, but I think they're going to do the Jurassic Express taking on Powerhouse Hobbs and Ricky Starks taking on Swerve and Keith Lee at Double or Nothing, and then they're probably going to have, I personally, not just because of my points, I will put Hobbs and Starks over. And then that way, Keith Lee and Starks can still feud with them, and the Jungle Boy can go on to a feud with Christian after Christian screws them over.
Yeah, that could happen.
So, next up, we have the Jericho Appreciation Society, JAS. Make their entrance, and then...
I did not notice their theme song.
Say what?
I didn't notice their theme song.
What was it?
No, it's the same thing, but they got the guy at the beginning. Whatever he says something about sports entertainment or something.
Yeah. It's like was the AEW Galaxy opposed to the WWE Universe. So it's the AEW Galaxy. You know, it's also the old school WWF intro when it comes like this. You know, I forgot how it goes, but yeah, the worldwide
sports entertainers.
Yeah, something like that. For over 50 years, the number one thing is sports entertainment. Yeah, so they come out and Jericho talks about how he was actually born here in Long Island, but he quickly moved to Canada. You know what I'm saying? He's not how much of a dump this was. And he said he did exactly what they said he was going to do: eliminate Santana, Ortiz, and everything like that. Because Jericho 216 said, "I just burnt your face." So Kingston needs to stay home and take care of his wife, but if he doesn't, she can give him a call. Well, that brought out Jon Moxley. And Jon Moxley walks to the crowd, and Moxley gets there, and Jericho says he better turn around because, it'll be another 3-on-1 thing. And then here comes Willie Yuta and Bryan Danielson and Regal, the rest of the Blackpool Combat Club. And so now they're all down there. Jericho's like, well, we still have the numbers over you, but then behind them is Santana, Ortiz, and Eddie Kingston with like some eye makeup showing his eye got blown out and was choking Jericho and beating him up and everything like that. And then Eddie Kingston choking Jericho gets out, and then Regal hits Jericho with the power of the punch that JR completely missed.
I mean, it wasn't the power of the punch, technically, that's probably why.
I mean, yeah, but I get it, but it's the best you're going to get right now because we're not getting back in that ring.
We don't know that.
Did you hear all the sicknesses that Regal got and was getting over? He can't take them bumps like that no more.
They're gonna have a face-to-face next week. I'm pretty sure he'll do something.
Yeah, but it ain't gonna be a match. He'll probably take like a little bump, but it ain't gonna be no serious bump.
He'll probably do a real power punch. Too.
Yeah, maybe so.
A real, like, take the knuckles out, look at them, and then,
yeah. We get a video package for Serena Deeb versus Thunder Rosa, and then Jamie Hayter is making her entrance for the Owen Hart Women's Tournament Toni Storm versus Jamie Hayter. Now these women went to work. And first of all,
I wasn't even paying attention.
I know everybody was paying attention because all y'all thirsty ass men was looking at the cake wars.
No, not really.
Oh, you just didn't pay attention to the match?
Yeah.
Well, the match is pretty good. I mean, it was a short one, but they kept it was a match of them keep one upping each other.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like was it there's the elbow strikes, and then Toni Storm hit a running hip attack, then DT, and
of course.
Jamie Hayter falls to the outside, Storm hits a tornado DT, then a cross body, but then Jamie Hayter comes back with a backbreaker, hits like a rock bottom to Toni Storm on the apron, and then but Toni Storm hits a German suplex, and then the finishing matches where Jamie Hayter tries to go for her suplex Falcon Arrow, where she don't really get it because she just be like falling straight down on that suplex. And then, but she goes for it, and then Storm hits the inside cradle. But then, as Jamie Hayter kicks out the inside cradle, Storm catches her with a. They called it a Storm Zero. It wasn't a Storm Zero. It was a pile driver.
Mm-hmm.
Because it looks like I think.
Well, I mean, maybe that's what it was to begin with.
No, what Jamie Hayter was trying to. I think she thought she was going for the Storm Zero. And Toni Storm just go for a pile drive. They just like, well, we got to go home anyway.
I'm saying, what if that's what it was to begin with? It's a pile driver.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm asking.
You ask or you tell it, because I'm not necessarily. I don't know, because the Storm Zero was something else twice in WWE.
Yes, but you can't do pile drivers there. So that's what I'm saying. Like, is it? Was it that to begin with, and they changed it because you can't do those there?
Well, I don't know, but even if it was, the pile driver didn't look great because it looked like Jimmy Hayter was going for something, was trying to take something else, and then Toni Storm just fell and just turned to a pile driver. And he was like, all right, well, we got to go home anyway. So Toni Storm wins the matchup, and she did something she couldn't do in the Queens tournament, and let's get out the first round. Next week is going to be Scorpio Sky because they're in for the TNT Championship. And then Sammy Guevara says Sky will stab him in the back.
Stupid.
Yeah, so beware of that because SCU later. I was like, he didn't just say that. He didn't just say that, but he did. Now comes the time for the dream match for the Owen Hart men's qualifier. And all of a sudden, Darby Allin says, look, Tony, this is my we're not really wrestlers, man. We stuntmen, okay? And we need to have this thing, anything goes. This is not what a Jeff Hardy does. You're not looking for no technical masterpiece. You're not looking for the moves and the rolls, stuff like that. You're looking for the car crashes. Darby Allin says, I want to go to the hospital tonight because this is my dream opponent that I'm wrestling. And so Tony Khan makes it that anything goes. That's how it is. So, Darby Allin hits a running dropkick to Jeff Hardy and then a suicide dive to the outside. Darby goes under and pulls out some chairs. Sets up 8 chairs face to face lined up on the outside right there where the ramp was at. And I was just like, oh my God, what does he got in store here? Because I've seen the whole, chair thing lined up before. Jeff Hardy pulls out the steel, moves on the steel steps, and then Jeff whips Darby to the stairs, but Darby jumps over them and hits Jeff with a flying clothesline. I thought it was good. So it's fast-paced action to start off with. But Jeff Hardy hits a twist of fate back in the ring, and then goes under the ring, gets a huge ladder, and that's when they go to picture-in-picture. That's what I was saying earlier. That I understand what you were talking about, the picture-in-picture, but when why when he goes for the ladder, you would go for picture-in-picture?
So that you can come back because you already know something about to happen.
But I feel as though you could do a better shot. You could do a better shot than that. Not him getting the ladder, and all of a sudden now it's the picture-in-picture thing. But whatever the case it be, he pulls out this giant ladder and puts it into the ring. And then he knocks Darby on the line of chairs. It's out there. I was like, Jeff is too fucking old to be taking a spot like this. That's a 20-foot ladder, or at least a 15-foot ladder. And he's about to climb to the top. Like, is he gonna do a swanton to the outside of the ring through these chairs? That's stupid. But no, Darby
So
comes.
guess what?
Say what?
Guess what?
What?
You care more than he do. So
You said he did what?
you care more than he does.
But Darby goes and stops it, and then he beats Jeff Hardy, and he puts Jeff onto the chairs, and then he climbs up this huge ladder, and then Darby mocks Jeff Hardy and does a swanton off the ladder, and he hits Jeff Hardy and falls all on them chairs, and his hip catches the edge of one. I was just like, Darby, you are fucking crazy, dude. It's insane. That's an insane spot to take.
It is.
And that didn't look like it hurt.
I bet it did.
I was like, what? It's just like when I was watching the live where I see Shotzi Blackheart go through the ropes and dive through a pyramid full of chairs.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that was that.
Yeah, I was like, she's crazy. She is extremely got a death wish. Darby drags Jeff onto the apron and goes for what he did with Cody in his first match, was a coffin drop to the apron. But Jeff Hardy moves out the way. So then now they're the steel steps and turn over on their side. Kind of like it was with the Hangman where he got that blackout on the steel steps. It's turned on the side. Darby's laying right there, and Jeff goes for a swanton, misses and hits the steel steps. And I was just like, what the fuck is going on? So they go back. Darby takes Jeff into the ring, and then he goes to the top for the coffin drop. He hits the coffin drop, but Jeff counters to a backslide and wins the match 1-2-3. I'm sorry, unpopular opinion here. Didn't like the finish like that.
You didn't like a roll up?
I'm not a big fan of you hit a finishing move and they no sell it to a pinfall. You can make it look as if Darby overshoots the coffin drop, and then he gets like, and then Jeff does the roll up. He gets like his leg caught in the ladder. It's believable like that because the ladder was right there. But for him to do the actual coffin drop and go for the pin, and then him to no sell the finishing move and go to pin him like that, that kind of takes me out of it because that means how good is the coffin drop?
Mm-hmm.
So that's something that I want to see more of. And on top of that, I think Darby should have won.
I mean, I understand why he didn't.
Why? You said you understand why he didn't?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then tell me your reason why he didn't win.
Because next week the Bucks are gonna make him lose.
But I'm just saying they already got a rivalry coming up with the Bucks, and I'm just like, and it's probably gonna be a double or nothing. But I'm like,
exactly. They need to speed it up.
I'm just saying, if speed it up, y'all could just did it right here. Why wait another week? Darby should be the one that it's an AEW talent type thing. Darby and Adam Cole would have been a cool matchup to go through because you got to start pushing Darby. Nobody's getting past Adam Cole next week, and you damn sure know old ass Jeff Hardy is not gonna get past Adam Cole. I understand the Elite, the Undisputed Elite, and the Young Bucks came out in this part because of they're gonna screw him over against Jeff Hardy. But I was like, but y'all couldn't do this shit now.
That's the way that they chose to do it. Why would they randomly come out when they don't have nothing to do with Darby while they are in a stable with Adam Cole?
And I'm about to say I understand that, but what I'm saying is, I thought as like Jeff don't need this win.
He don't.
I just because now it's just like now what happens to Darby Allin? He's not going to be on the card.
It's Darby Allin. He's going to be on the card.
Yeah. I mean,
it's going to be like him and Cena versus somebody stupid.
And I don't think you people, because I think you which I didn't mention with the whole Jericho thing. I think that's going to be a Stadium Stampede. Isn't that their annual thing they do at Double or Nothing? The Stadium Stampede
is it
match?
Double or Nothing? No, I don't know.
And I think that's what they're going to do between Combat the Combat Club.
They don't have enough members.
Well, they probably gonna team up with Eddie Kingston and LAX.
That's not enough. I'm saying that's 5 on 6.
Somebody's Wheeler Yuta is probably going to have to take the back seat because he is going to probably be defending that Ring of Honor thing, the championship that he got. But I'm saying if you
that's
just
not an important championship.
Say what?
That's not an important belt.
That's what I'm saying. It's not. But I'm saying, but he could be doing something else because right now you can have Danielson, Moxley, and Kingston.
I don't want to
with
see
Santana
that.
And Ortiz, huh?
I don't want to see that.
You don't want to see another Stadium Stampede match?
No, not with them. Not with Danielson.
I agree. Danielson, I think is above that, but because I don't think they're gonna do blood and guts because you don't want to have 2 rings there for the whole time doing Double or Nothing. So you probably do that on a TV show if you do blood, like if they want to do War Games or Blood and Guts, like have Regal say it. They're not gonna wait till All Out to do it. It'll probably be like a TV special type thing like they did last time. But it seems like every year since Double or Nothing, they always had this Stadium Stampede thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so I feel as though that it's a possibility that if any matches to have it, that's probably gonna be the match that's gonna have it. And they'll probably take out a Willie. They'll probably take out an Ortiz, and so it could be an even 5.
Mm-hmm.
Opposed to that, so but
I think they might just take out Brian or somebody. I think Willa would do good in that.
Opposed to Brian?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, guys, that was AEW review along with NXT. AEW did good, so both shows get a thumbs up from me, but AEW was obviously the better show. Would you agree with that, Brian?
Yep.
Okay, and so make sure you guys post out in the comments down below how you guys enjoy both shows. Hit the like button if you guys enjoy our review. Hit the subscribe button for more wrestling reviews right here on NC Studios. So once again, it's NC the place to be. Just right, Mr. A&E, not Deion Sanders for prime time.
All right.
All right, and the Nerd Coalition is out.